Good morning guys, we're back out on our local river, pike fishing. We'll be dead baiting on ledger, both of us today. Just getting set up. I brought the NGT 11 foot 2.75 pound and I've got a couple of new reels to go on it because the 6000s were way too big, the Mitchell 4000s. Got 40 pound braid on. I'll be fishing 3-ounce lead. It's running out, it's low, small tide, so I'll put one over there somewhere and then one just on the shelf, and then I might bring it close in. Right, I'll get the rods out, get it set up. I'll show you the rig. It's just a standard ledger rig, big run ring so there's no resistance, and then I'll be on the alarms. I haven't got any back ones with me. I'll just be using bobbins. Right. On the left hand rod I'm using slightly larger smelt, a dyed red, and on the right hand rod I've got a little skimmer bream, about so big. The last couple of weeks smelt have been doing it for us, but at the moment nothing. But I say we've only been fishing 20-25 minutes. But the last couple of times we've been, I haven't had a bite. Harry lost one last weekend, and that was it. So I don't know if the fish are moving up toward Beverley. I'm not sure. Well, we've been here a couple of hours, not a touch. So we moved down, found a little sort of makeshift peg. It's a bit tight. I've just got one rod out. Harry's got the one out. Seems to be quite a nice little slack. There's a bit of a flow. I've got a tree attacking my rod. Not a touch. There's another guy and his son fishing a bit further down. He said he thinks he had a drop, and that's it. I'm wondering if like he was saying, if all the silvers are moving up to shipyard. But it's deep here as well, isn't it? So there's no reason for them to go up there unless it's warmer. I really don't know. Well, it's nearly 10:30 now. We haven't had a sniff, not a touch. So I think it's wrap up time, get home, have a nice coffee. And thank you guys. I've hit 1,000 subs. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. So I'd just like to say a great big thank you. Cheers guys. Good morning, we're back out on our local river today. Going to be fishing for pike, dead baiting. I am fishing float ledger. I'll show you the setup in a minute. We're trying a different peg today again. It's a nice little one we found with hopefully a slacker when it's backing up. And Harry's ledgering, aren't you? Yeah. So I will get set up. The baits I've got today are smelt and sardine. That's all I brought with me, because the spout seems to be doing well on here and the sardine is really oily, so hopefully that might attract something. Yeah, I know you might be laughing at the hat. I know it's a bit of a twat hat, but it keeps the lugs warm, so I'm happy with that. Right, I'll get set up and then get back to you. Well, both rods in. I'm using the standard setup I use, the Daiwa 10 foot 2 pound test curve. Got 40 gram float on, 18 pound line, 20 pound trace, size 10 hooks, circles. I don't know if you can see the other one, it's just past that grass there. Harry's just had one on and lost it. He was trying to set the other rod up and it went. He thought, well, I thought he'd knocked his rod, so he lifted up and it was a fish on. So that's great. This wind is horrendous today. It's 8:30 and it's a northeasterly wind and it's bitter. It's 6 degrees at the moment. Right, if anything happens I will show you what's what. Well, it's 9:30 now, no action yet. Harry's lost that one fish as really early on. We'd only literally just got the rod set up. Nothing happening yet, but it should, in the next half an hour or so, the tide should stop running and it should then start running out. I've had to keep deepening them off a bit as it's rising. I've been putting 6 inches on each one. So yeah, they're about 9.5 foot now, I'd say. There's not much of a slack here as I thought there would be. They've got all them willows there in the water, but it hasn't really created a slack. Quite surprised. So when it stops, we'll fish it for 10 minutes before it starts to run off, and then we'll go to the other peg and give that hour and a half, because I need to be packed up for and gone by 12:30. So we should hopefully get sort of 3.5 hours in. And remember guys, if you like the videos, hit that like button, subscribe. I thought that was a take then. I said I thought I had a take then. Yeah, and then it just came straight back up. Yeah. Keep an eye on it. And again, look. It's hard to tell if something's looking at it or if it's just a current. Right, it's just gone. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock. It's starting to recede now. All this was underwater just now, so it's receding well. I've only got one rod out at the minute because I got snagged on a branch in them reeds and snapped, and that was 18 pound line. So I'll wait for it to finger in and I'll pick up the trace and reset the rod. And nothing so far. Harry had that one take early on which he bumped. So it should now turn in the next 10-15 minutes, and then hopefully we'll get a few bites. Got about hour and a half's fishing left before I get packed up and gone, so let's see how it goes.